Welcome to my Soviet career in IL2 Great Battles. The next mission is about to generate itself, and you'll see that I have increased the difficulty to hard and the density of activity to the highest density. I was not happy with the lack of evasive maneuvering from the Stukas in the last mission, so I've decided to bump up the difficulty. Hopefully that will mean that the AI reacts a bit more defensively in future. So let's have a look at what today's mission is. Don't appear to have been given a briefing there, so I'm not entirely sure what our tasking is for today. It's a little bit confusing. At the end of the previous mission, it did come up with a pop-up saying there was another intercept, but then it appears not to have generated an intercept. It appears to have generated an escort mission. Okay, so we have an escort mission to the city of, oh my goodness, Vernebakanski. Flying straight over the hot part of the front line and then to the east and then back south to land. We're flying the Yak-7 and we have no modifications added. I would normally use a mirror, but this aircraft does not seem to have that available. Ammunition scheme. Well, that's interesting. I wonder why it's gone with aerobatics. Ah, that's just the smoke. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Fine, I'll accept these default settings. And for paint scheme, we'll go with... I don't think we have shark in this aircraft, so we'll go with old Farah Fontov over here. And we should be taking off from the runway. Yes, we are. Let's unpause this. And... we'll just get track IR squared away. Okay, you can see we are not 4 today. It looks like we may in fact be 8. I'm just going to see if there's an external view here. No, there's not. So I can't actually see if there's an aircraft in front, but we've got the flares are going off there, so it looks like we should be cleared to get airborne. Just waiting for the number 1 aircraft take off here. And I think I see the bomber formation on their way in behind. They're in a large V and they are still popping in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness, that was quite bad. They were actually popping in. Oh well. At quite close range, and now they're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now they are 9, and now they are 3, and now they are 3. But oh dear! Right, let's go, boys. We're up, get the gear up, confirm that the flaps are in the up position, get a bit more radiator. They're not terribly high, so we should be able to... oh, look at them blinking in and out. I think it's going to be rather difficult to escort these bombers because they are, there's only 5 of them now. 6, 7. 1, the leader just blinked out. If they're going to be blinking in and out like this the whole time, then it's going to be very difficult to follow this formation. I don't think I've ever seen anything that bad in a sim before. in terms of how close they are, and they're blinking in and out. And it's not taxing my video card because I've got it capped at 60 frames, and I'm getting 60 frames. So that's really shocking. Okay, got a bit of an engine overheat here, so we'll just reduce, get the radiator full open, I think. This is going to be borderline unplayable as it is now. I have to say, with those aircraft blinking in and out like that, I'm just going to check my settings in case it's a view distance setting. There's nothing here which indicates view distance. These are just the camera settings, so nothing there. Okay, well, unless there is some random setting that's causing that blink in, blink out that I'm not aware of, I'm 99% sure I've got all my sliders pushed out to max. There's now 2 bombers. And they're not far away either. They're only about 2 kilometers away maybe. And now there's only 4 bombers. I was a little bit critical of a couple of things in my last video, which seems to have generated a few rather upset people. But I dare say this is going to result in a similar level of discomfort from certain individuals, because it's very hard to lump praise on this when something like that is happening so blatant and so obvious right in front of you. Maybe the engine just can't handle more than about 6 or 8 aircraft in the same airspace at the same time. Right, there's the other 4 escorts up there, and then there's another escort pair off to my left, plus me. So it's all a bit messy right now, and the escorts are doing their very aggressive zigzagging that we discussed in the first mission. So because I am unable to see these bombers, because they keep disappearing, I'm not going to be able to do a wide distance setup for my escort. I'm actually going to have to plant myself inside the bomber formation in order to keep track of them, and then fly out to meet any interceptors from there. It's a very suboptimal setup, so I'm having to adapt to the shortcomings of the game here. And you can see now they're all fine, but even now the lead aircraft is blinking in and out. Flak firing above. Now they're all managing to stay loaded in now. So I'm less than a kilometer from the formation before that stops happening. Now, one thing I do like is the fact that these bombers are all constantly just slightly adjusting their attitude to stay in formation. They're not flying a rigid although they are wobbling around perhaps a little bit too much. But often what you see with AI formations is that they are so perfectly flying in formation that none of the bombers ever move. They just sit like they are attached with metal rods to each other. And they fly in perfect formation. But these ones have this sort of quite natural approach. They're just adjusting their position slightly all the time, and the formation has this nice sort of snaky nature to it. I'll be interested to see how well these aircraft are able to defend themselves. They are Bostons, A20s, so I'll be interested to see when they do come under attack how effective their gunners are. The Stuka gunners that I was attacking yesterday didn't really represent much of a threat to the incoming fighter, but I suspect we may have a different kettle of fish with the A20s. Slightly better armed, so we'll see. I am definitely in the middle of this formation now because there is a bomber behind me on the right. Over there. He's just catching up. I'll be interested to see if these bombers do a level bomb, get rid of their bombs and then turn, or whether they do this sort of individual attacks one after the other, circling around the target like we saw in the first mission. I'm hoping they just fly over the target, drop their bombs and then turn for the next waypoint at a medium, so this altitude, which is just under 2,000, so I can't use the supercharger. A little bit frustrating. I mean, 6,000 feet is a pretty low level for bombing, actually. Rather be up around 15 for this. I guess it depends on what the target is, though. There are the escorts wheeling above, the other escorts, but I'm staying here in the middle of the bombers, otherwise I'll just lose sight of them. There go the bombs, and I see interceptors have just popped in at the 11 o'clock position. So the bombs have dropped. And we'll start pressing out towards these incoming interceptors at 11 o'clock. Right, there's one behind. I'm going to focus on this one that's inbound from the side here. And I will put the supercharger on. That's a 109 rolling up over the top there. I think I'll follow him. Quick check of 6. This guy's not going to catch up to the bombers now. He's already diving away, which is good news. And it appears the AI is slightly better now than in the last mission. I think in the last mission he may have given me more of a chance, but he's really gunning for the deck. Here's, we've got a bit of a chase on our hands here. Right, I'm going to watch him drop away there. I'm going to throttle back and I'm going to try and catch him. He's going to have to level out and then he's going to have to come back up, or he's going to have to run level. So I should have the chance now to accelerate into him. And I lost sight of him. Checking my 6, I lost sight of him. There he is, on the left. Okay, just about to black out. Managed to hold the aircraft there. And we might try a range shot here. That was a hit. Well, he's not in the best condition that you've ever seen an aircraft, but he's not out of the fight, and we saw a damaged 109 go quite aggressive in mission 2, mission 1 rather, after being hit. So I think we should try to make sure of this. Got to conserve ammo here. I'm aware of it can run out quite quickly. Okay, he has just fallen to pieces. Quick check of the airspace around me to make sure there are no other fighters, and yes there are. The fight has dropped quite far down. I'm clear 6. Let's go help out these guys over here. That looks like a German. And he's on the 6 of a friendly. I think they're in a slightly higher energy state to me. So I'm going to have to try and gain some energy. Checking 6. Going to go and try and help out my buddy over here. Okay, he's now swinging around on the 6 of this 109 as well. So I should be able to... Or is that a 109? Okay, I can't quite ID him. I'm just going to get underneath so I can see his wings. Yep, that's definitely Luftwaffe. Quite a few aircraft out in front of me, and he's gunning for it. He's trying to get somewhere, probably back to the bombers. What's our heading? East, yep. Looks like these guys are trying to climb up towards the A20s. I'm closing on this guy though. I do have the speed advantage. So let's just check we're in trim. Yeah, we're not too bad. Tiny touch of left rudder. He's a long way out though. What I'll do is close up the... Right, we can probably turn the supercharger off back down to gear 1. Yes. That's what we should do. Make it a bit more speed. Nothing over there. Contact left, coming in fast. Actually, parallel course. Contact at 1 o'clock. So it looks like we're heading for the second waypoint now, the inland waypoint, and these fighters are also heading in the same direction, probably trying to catch up to the A20s. We've got a scrap happening here. That's a friendly aircraft rolling up and over the top of this 109, who's leveled off now. It's out of range still. Another friendly peeling away with the 109 on a 6, so that's our opportunity now to try and close on this chap. Just going to keep him down there until he changes his heading. There we go, that's about right. Throttle back even. I've got plenty of gas here. Throttle back, throttle back, throttle back. Oh, I'm a bit unstable. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very unstable. I've got 0 throttle here. Oh, we just put ourselves into a bit of a spin there. Pulling too much on the controls. He really came to a standstill, that guy. Must have throttled back just before I did. But he's still in front of me, and we'll gain on him again. It's quite smart actually. That was smart flying. That was very nice AI behavior. Pulling the throttle back like that. to try and get me to overhaul. Oh, poor shooting. We're both stalling here. See who's got the acceleration. Clear behind. I may be running out of ammo too, so I think if I manage to finish this guy, then I need to actually get out of here. Start RTB. Yeah, he struggles in the turn. There's a couple of hits, and his wing came off, and my propeller has been damaged. So, this is now very important that I try and get across the front line. We may not make it here. Objectif de principal accompli. So, for some reason, we're still getting French subtitles. So, now I've got to try and make it across the front line and ditch in friendly territory. Should be heading south here, yep. Check out the glide range of this thing. So how far do I need to go? I've got to go over a city. Probably not going to make it, actually. There's the city that I have to fly past. I've got to land on the other side of that city. And I've got to land not in the trees. Let's have a look here, which is the quickest way across the front line. Oh, this is going to be a real struggle, because we don't really have anywhere safe to land. So if we don't manage to get to friendly territory proper, I will actually bail out. We might as well open the canopy early. We'll bail out with the hope of being picked up by friendly troops. Okay, I'm on a good heading. And we just have to pray that we have enough altitude here to... Oh, so the parachute opens. We'll find out. Chute's open. And we are still alive. Let's have a look. Did we make it across the lines? We must be very close. Very close indeed. But there you go. You can see my chap. He was sitting there with his parachute. So still alive, I presume. Let's see. We'll finish the mission. Completed second objectives. Bailed out. 2 planes destroyed. I think that means that we were successful. Let's just wait for the calculations to occur here. Okay, well, I've been awarded kill bonuses and whatnot, so I suspect that we survived. We're still alive, but we lost the aeroplane. So that's okay. That is the next mission completed. And we lost an aeroplane, so that's our first aircraft loss. But fortunately, we just made it across the front lines and bailed out. And were picked up by the Red Army. Lucky me.